Hey everyone, welcome back to another review. Today I'm going to be looking at the Lenovo Chromebook Duet, which is a 2-in-1 Chrome OS tablet slash 2-in-1. Comes with a ton of accessories at an amazing price point, so it has just a terrific value. And as kids are going back to school, doing distance learning, this might be a great solution for them. So I wanted to pick it up and review it because honestly, there's just not that many Chrome OS tablets on the market right now. There is a ton of 2-in-1s and Chromebooks, but not many tablets. They had the Google Pixel Slate that was kind of a bust right off the beginning, but I feel like they've done a great job optimizing the Chrome OS software for tablet experience, so I just wanted to check it out. And honestly, where else could you get a 10.1-inch Full HD tablet that comes with the back kickstand and the keyboard for under $300? That's unbelievable pricing, so I just had to check it out. Now, in the box, like I said, you get the keyboard that does have a trackpad, and that keyboard connects to the bottom of the tablet via pins and magnets, like you see in a lot of tablet 2-in-1s. You also get the backside kickstand. Now, this connects to the back of the tablet via magnets as well. And it's got this kind of fabric cover on the backside of it that feels nice. And then the kickstand is made of thin plastic that is kind of flimsy, but it does fold out and does have a wide range of angles. And then you get the charger, and then obviously the 10.1-inch Lenovo tablet. Now, first impressions of this tablet are extremely positive. I think it feels great. I even compared it to my iPad Pro, and it feels almost as premium. It has, a metal back with like this blue accent on the top that I think looks great. The front is all glass. It weighs a pound or less, just under a pound. I mean, it feels great to hold. It's nice and thin. Overall, I cannot believe the value that you get for the price here. As for the keyboard, it's going to be smaller than your full-size keyboard. It's a 10.1-inch tablet, so you have to go into a purchase knowing that this is going to be a smaller keyboard. Might take some getting used to, but I think the keys have great travel. They're nice and clicky. There is a trackpad. Again, it's going to be smaller, but it works. It has a nice click on the front of it. You can only click down on the front of it, but it's a little bit small. Again, it works for what it is, and it comes in the package, so I can't complain too much about it. The back kickstand does have a really nice magnet and a good connection to the back of the tablet. I never felt like it was going to fall off or slide off at any point. The kickstand itself is made out of thin plastic, like I said, so don't be expecting like a Microsoft Surface Pro type of kickstand here. It's not going to be quite as rigid as that. It is made out of plastic, so it's a little more flimsy. However, the hinge does seem very sturdy. It holds its positions well. Now, this specific one has a MediaTek Helio P60T processor that's clocked in at 2 gigahertz. It has 8 cores, 8 threads. It has a 10.1-inch Full HD 1920 by 1200 IPS touchscreen display that's rated at 400 nits, so it does get nice and bright. It has 10 hours of battery life, 4 gigabytes of memory, 64 gigabytes of storage. It has a rear 8-megapixel camera, a front 2-megapixel camera, and the tablet by itself weighs just under a pound. And then when you add the keyboard and backstand to it, it comes in a little bit over 2 pounds. Now, to put all those specs in layman terms, it doesn't have overwhelming specs when it comes to processor, memory, storage, or anything like that. But the thing about it is it's running Chrome OS, which is a very lightweight operating system, and it doesn't need a super powerful processor or a lot of storage to be able to run efficiently. So while this is kind of underwhelming in terms of specs, I do think that it has enough to operate efficiently for most of the tasks that you're going to put this through. In terms of connectivity, you're looking at Bluetooth 4.2. It obviously has Wi-Fi. It has a second generation USB-C, volume controller, power button, and then the pogo pins for the keyboard on the bottom. So just the one USB-C on this guy. Kind of wish they would have put 2 so that you could charge and use an accessory at the same time, but there's plenty of adapters on the market that can do that for you. So taking a look at the screen here, I think they nailed it with this screen. It is, like I said, Full HD 1920 by 1200, and it's 1200 because it's actually a 16 by 10 screen. And I think that's kind of the sweet spot for a tablet to use in both landscape and portrait mode. I think 16 by 10 is perfect. It gets 400 nits of brightness, so it gets nice and bright. You can use it outside, however, the IPS screen is pretty glossy, so on a sunny day it might be a little bit hard to see, but overall I think the screen is great. The other nice thing that Lenovo did that I love and is just super simple concept, but for some reason Apple doesn't do this with their iPad, is that they put the camera so that when you're in landscape mode, it is on top of the display rather than on the side like on an iPad. So, when you're using landscape mode to be more productive, and that's when you're probably going to be, conferencing with teachers or, having web conferences with your work or with your boss. You want it up top so that it looks like a laptop would rather than on the side. So super simple, but I love that they did that. Moving on to the keyboard, the best way I can describe the keyboard is that it is serviceable, meaning that it's not great, but it's also not bad either. It's nice to have, is another way I would put it. When you need to type out longer assignments or reports or whatever you need to do, it's nice to have. The keys are a little bit cramped. Obviously, like I said, it's a 10.1-inch tablet. The keyboard is going to be much smaller than a regular full-size keyboard would be, but you get used to it after a while. The trackpad is also very small. It's plastic, but again, it works for what it is, and it's in the box, and so it's tough to complain about, but like I said, it is serviceable. The one thing about it, when it is closed onto the screen, it does act as a cover, which is very nice. However, it is a little bit flimsy and not magnetized to the screen at all, so it does slide around a little bit when you're carrying it. Just something to make note of. Now, the back cover / kickstand is really nice to have, especially when you take the keyboard off and you just want to watch a show or have it propped up to view without any hands. It's very nice to have. The thing about it, it's made out of this kind of a thin plastic that does kind of come out from the edge a little bit. So when you're holding it with the back cover on, you do kind of have a little bit of sharp plastic that digs into your hands a little bit. Also, the kickstand isn't the easiest to pop out. Again, it's kind of like a flimsy plastic, so it's not really uniform when you pull it back. However, these, again, small things, just stuff I want to make you aware of. Overall, I think it's a really nice package. When it comes to performance, this is where you really need to know and understand what this is capable of and what you're looking for in a computer. If you're buying this to be your primary work computer, to do super intensive tasks, multitasking, video editing, software, downloads and stuff like that, you're going to be disappointed because number one, this doesn't have the processing power to really keep up with that workload. And number two, it doesn't have the software. Chrome OS is super lightweight. You're probably not going to be able to get all the software that you want on this. So just be forewarned in that. Now, if you're a student that wants something to learn remotely with or work remotely with, but also, web browse or go on social media, look at YouTube, Netflix, or anything like that, that's what this is perfect for. So I would say students, and also as a secondary computer for people that, again, just want something that can quickly, do some web surfing, do some research on, emailing, all that stuff this is perfect for. Downloading apps and games from the Google Play Store. That's how this thing is built. And it's built that way in both a software and hardware standpoint. Whereas when you have the keyboard and kickstand attached, you have kind of this laptop that you can do web browsing, social media, emailing, anything like that. And then you shed the keyboard and you have this tablet with a kickstand for watching shows or watching any sort of media, YouTube and that sort of thing. And then you can shed the kickstand and then just hold it as a tablet for gaming or whatever else you want to do. So that's how this is built, and that's how it should be used. And as long as you know that going into this purchase, I think you're going to be very pleasantly surprised. This thing does hold up very well when it comes to, lightweight tasks that it's built for. When it comes to having multiple tabs open on Chrome, having multiple apps open at the same time, emailing, and that sort of thing, it handles it all very well. You can play games on this device. You can download those from the Google Play Store. Now, you probably aren't going to be playing, super intensive games like Call of Duty and whatever else you might be looking at that might be able to play on a PC. However, there's a wide selection of games, and they play very well on this device. And overall, I got to say that Chrome OS did a great job of their tablet software, whereas when you attach the keyboard, it goes into kind of your laptop mode where you have kind of a desktop with the apps on the bottom that you can customize. And then when you take the keyboard off, you're brought up into more of a tablet touchscreen mode that you can easily access your apps that way. Everything seems to run efficiently. Multitasking seems to work a lot better than when I used it before. And it just seems like they did a lot of work to optimize the tablet experience on Chrome OS. And battery life has been really good as well. Now, they claim 10 hours. Again, that's with a video loop playing and, Wi-Fi off and all that stuff. So you're typically never going to get what they claim. However, with medium usage, brightness at about 50 to 60%, I easily get 7 to 8 hours of battery life. So as long as you go into this purchase knowing that this is not going to be a primary work-first computer, this is going to be more for a student or someone that wants a secondary computer for gaming or, watching shows or doing research or social media, anything like that, emailing, then you're going to be pleasantly surprised because this thing is a terrific, terrific value. In fact, I cannot believe you get, a 10.1-inch full HD tablet that runs efficiently and runs well, and you get a keyboard and kickstand in the box. I mean, any other tablet that you're going to buy, those things you're going to have to buy separately, and they're typically $100 to $200, and at a price that's lower than the lowest priced iPad right now. So again, in my opinion, a terrific value, a terrific device for a student or someone that's looking for a secondary computer that has a lot of functionality. This is a perfect solution in my opinion. So if you're interested in it, I'll put a link in the description below along with my full review on my blog. Make sure you check that out, guys. I really appreciate you watching. Make sure you like and subscribe, and I'll catch you guys in the next video.